Welcome to Between the Covers, the show for readers and writers and lovers of books. I'm Stephanie Larkin. I'm a book developer and author and the head penguin at Red Penguin Books. We're a publishing company that publishes books of all types and genres. So whether you have a manuscript all ready to go, or maybe you have a book that's been stuck in your head for the past decade, please go to redpenguinbooks.com and unleash your inner author. I also want you to go to BetweenTheCoversTV.com to join our online book club. And we have three fabulous authors here today that are going to be joining us and telling us all about their books. DiPalma, Susan Capurso, and Gaetane Martin. Thank you so much for joining us.
Capurso. What was that? Capurso.
Capurso. Why do I keep saying that wrong? You know, I spell it wrong too when I type it. I know. I have to have spell check on my computer.
That's okay.
And you know, my assistant Maureen even kept saying to me, purse. Think purse.
Yes.
Like a pocketbook.
Yes.
I'm going to say that over and over. Capurso. Now my audience knows Capurso.
Yeah.
And you all get Between the Covers library cards.
Oh, thank you.
And if you go to BetweenTheCoversTV.com, pass that down to Gaetane. Please join us on the set anytime for a glass of wine. We have wine for our guests, but also, does our audience have wine tonight?
That's the only way my audience comes here.
You see? We bribe them with wine.
Basically.
We bribe them with wine. It works. If we want an audience, so go to BetweenTheCoversTV.com. You'll also get all the links to our show, all of our authors' links, where to buy their books, where to get the wine, all the good stuff. And I wanted to, before we even talk about your books, I always say that to be a great writer, you have to be a great reader. So is anybody reading anything interesting? Gaetane, what are you reading right now?
Yes, right now I'm still reading Creating Luminous Spaces by Maureen Calamia.
Ooh, are you
Functional
creating?
practitioner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Maureen and I graduated together. So she published independently last year.
Now, where did you graduate from?
From the Long Island Feng Shui Institute with Master Lin Young, that had brought Feng Shui. Was the first practitioner from China that came. He worked at the United Nations at the time, and he brought Feng Shui into the United States. So I was fortunate to study with him. Yes.
Now, is our set, are we doing it here okay, or are we?
The red is excellent.
The red is excellent. I knew it.
Yes, it's about fame.
Oh.
Yeah, red is fame. It's a fire energy.
I knew it was fire.
Yes, and this book, what's incredible with Maureen, Maureen's an expert, obviously, in Feng Shui, but what she talks about mostly is about the elements.
Oh, really?
And our elements is you have the wood, the fire, the earth, metal, and what it represents in water. Not only what it represents per se, it represents as a personality,
right,
in your home, in your job, and how you connect with this energy throughout your life, in every area of your life. And there's so many incredible learning. She has all kinds of different learning exercise in here.
Right.
And me being a functional practitioner, I read it and I use her book an awful lot for when I do consultations and I need more information. She's great.
I love that. Now tell me, just one little tip, what should we be doing in our homes if we wanted more money, more success? Is there something we should be, like a plant or east facing or something?
First thing that comes to mind, anybody that has any clutter of any kind in certain areas of your home.
Okay.
Because we do work from a Bagua map in different 9 areas of life. So if you happen to have clutter in your abundance and prosperity area, you're going to have issues with finances and career. Yes.
So clean the clutter.
Get rid of your clutter. That's one of the major.
And the riches will flow in.
Yes. And not only the riches, everything else starts flowing in, so everything else opens.
I like that.
Opens for you. And also your front doors.
You know, my husband is sitting in the audience right now, and he's looking at you like this, isn't he? He's like, tell her to clean the clutter. Tell her.
That's great. Yes, clutter is something. It's what we call is a chachi energy, and it keeps you down, and it keeps every areas of your life, and in particular, which area you have it in is very important.
All right, I promise I'm on the cleaning. Susan, what are you reading?
Well,
besides your own book.
No, very excited about that. But no, do you know Dr. Wayne Dyer?
I know that name. I've
Yes,
never read.
Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life.
I like that. Change your thoughts, change your
I
life,
am
and
a
clean your house.
Big
Yes.
believer. Yes. I'm a big believer in the power of words, and so is he. The words that we speak come to fruition.
Yes.
And I've read all his books. I've been a fan since I was 15 years old.
Oh.
He's been my therapist for many years.
I like that.
So he's always my go-to. And I just wanted to read one little
please.
short paragraph. So he says, first and foremost, enjoy the mystery. Let the world unfold without always attempting to figure it all out. Let relationships just be. For example, since everything is going to stretch out in divine order, don't try so hard to make something work. Simply allow. Don't always toil at trying to understand your mate, your children, your parents, your boss, or anyone else, because the Tao is working at all times. When expectations are shattered, practice allowing that to be the way it is. Relax, let go, allow, and recognize that some of your desires are about how you think your world should be rather than how it is in that moment. Become an astute observer. Judge less, listen more, and take time to open your mind to the fascinating mystery and uncertainty that we all experience.
I love that.
I love him.
I love that.
man.
Great recommendation. Okay, and you have a totally different recommendation.
Yes.
I could see the book binding
We're
right
going-
here. Go ahead, hold it up.
I'm about to bring the class down a lot in this joint. As much as I am a reader and an independent writer, I'm just as big a fan of film. I'm a very big Kevin Smith fan, to which this is his autobiography, Tough Stuff.
Yeah, that's what that says.
Yes, the second word of the title is not is a little blue, but I'm an avid fan just because the amount of motivation that he gives in the book. Though yes, it's a bit of his life story, how he made his films, the story of where he went the last couple of years with his drive and ambition. The amount of inspiration that he gave with talking about even Wayne Gretzky, about how he had a piece of advice from his father saying, go where the puck is going to be. If you're puck chasing, you're always going to be 10 steps behind or skates behind where the competition is. If you can kind of count where the puck is going to be, you'll always be one step ahead of your competitors and you'll know where you want to go.
I like that.
Which I took that and decided that I'd like to write music and write a book.
Which we're going to talk about
Yes.
in just a few minutes. As much as we love you reading here at Between the Covers, once you finish those books, if they need a new home, we have a charity right here on Long Island that we would love for you to consider, and that is the Book Fairies. Bobby, I think we have a slide for them. Terrific. If you have any gently used books that you would like to donate to the Book Fairies, they make sure that people on Long Island, children right here in our schools, and even people overseas, because books also go to Africa, get into the hands of want-to-be readers. So you can drop them off here at Between the Covers. We'll pour you a glass of wine if you drop them off at the show. The information is there for the Book Fairies, but please, please read and donate your books to the Book Fairies. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Thanks so much.
The sun is getting warmer.
Do you have a book, either in your head or on your desk, just waiting to get out to anxious readers? Hi, I'm Stephanie Larkin, author, book developer, and head penguin at Red Penguin Books. We're a publishing company specializing in books of all genres and publishing in all formats, including digital, audible, and print books. From business books to romance, memoirs to mysteries, our authors have complete control over their books from start to print. We'll help get your book to booksellers all around. Major booksellers such as Amazon, Apple, Kobo, Walmart, even libraries and bookstores around the world. We believe in our authors. So call or email today to get your free publisher's packet to get started. Just visit us at redpenguinbooks.com and get your book out there and into the hands of your readers. At Red Penguin Books, you call all the shots. So call us today and turn your dreams into a reality. What? Hi, welcome back to Between the Covers. We're having way too much fun on the set today. And we have our first author, J.D. DiPalma, who wrote How to Be Mediocre. I must admit, when I first heard the title, I thought it was going to be like a personal development book. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I started reading it. I said, boy, I thought you were going to tell me how to be
How to go
mediocre.
from awful to good. No.
I know. So tell us about the book, and then we have a guitar, which we'll tell everyone about.
So the book spawned from 4 songs that I had written for what was going to be my first attempt at independent film. Thank you, Mr. Smith. No, but the film ended up not finishing due to running out of money. To which I had the songs.
Which I'm sure 95% of all films that get
More or
started
less,
run out of
absolutely.
money.
And I've had these songs. I'm like, I want to release these songs, but and you throw a rock on Long Island, you'll hit anyone who has a mixtape. To which I wanted
don't have a mixtape.
But if I wanted to release the songs, and I wanted in a different way to release them, so I'm like, I always loved this project called 6 a.m. by a band called 6 a.m. called The Heroin Diaries. It's Nicky Sixx from Motley Crue. He had a side project to release his book, The Heroin Diaries, about his years on heroin. And he released a book and an album. I'm like, I always loved that idea. I want to rip him off in the worst way. So I released the songs and made a book to go along with it. And so far, the book has been probably my biggest accomplishment as far as arts and all of that.
That's fantastic. So fantastic.
Thank
I have
you.
to tell our audience a funny story. So you mailed me the book
Yes.
so that I could read the book before we came on today. And there was this little download card.
Yes.
And I had no idea what it was. I thought it was a nice little bookmark. So I was using it as a bookmark as I read the book. And then in anticipation of you coming on today, I made a slide. I'm sure Bobby showed a slide with
Yes.
your name and the
Thank you, Bobby.
download link. And I did a little Google search on you.
Yes.
Watch out, guests, I do Google searches. And I suddenly landed on CD Baby.
Yes.
And I said, what is he doing on CD Baby? And I
Yes.
found the songs. I was so excited because I had already read the book.
Right.
And I was even thinking in my head, I wish I knew what the songs sounded like.
Yes,
I had no idea I could press the button and hear what the songs sounded like.
Yes, a friend of mine was being sarcastic. He was saying, "Oh, the How to Be Mediocre challenge." He was listening to the songs while reading the chapters. But yes, what I did here is I made download cards. Like if you buy any new vinyl these days, a lot of artists, they release a record, however, have a download card so you can download to your computer. So you get the songs that way, not just with the record. I'm a big fan of LPs. I love
Me
all
too.
that. And a lot of punk bands have been releasing stuff on vinyl, and they're releasing
And
these.
silly me, I thought it was a bookmark.
Oh, no. And I thought it would be fun to be like, that's a good way to market this would probably be to release it in music stores, to which I release it to my favorite store, Looney Tunes, that's in West Babylon. And by the grace of God, it actually sold out there. All the copies.
Wow,
And I was
that's
so happy about that.
fantastic. Wow.
I was elated.
So I know that the story, since I read it, just to
Yes.
share with everyone, is about a musician
Yes.
who, after writing kind of mediocre music for his whole career,
Yes.
suddenly, when he decides to quit, well, the creative juices started flowing, and he started writing fabulous music.
Yes.
And that's where the 4 songs came in.
Yeah.
And I was reading the book thinking, I wish I could hear the music. I had no idea that if I would realize that the bookmark was my key to success.
Also,
able to
these
hear the
songs are
music?
available on Spotify and Apple Music.
Yes, Spotify and Apple Music. Would you please send me all of the links? I'm going to put them
100%.
on the website at Between the Covers TV so we can get them all. I put the CD Baby one already.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
one I found. And I asked if you could play us a
Yes.
little bit of one of the songs, if you don't mind.
No problem.
I love that.
So, I apologize. So, one of the songs that I wrote for everything, one of the things I introduced was that you can sit on a song for about 4 or 5 years, have nothing to do with it, and then literally out of nowhere, the inspiration can come and it'll just flow with you, to which this song I wrote 4 or 5 years ago. Never had words to it until like sometime last year. Have I been here for way too long? Wondering how I missed it all. Turning the lights off, they flicker, they fade. Wondering all the mistakes that I made. And did I push myself too far? Is it over? Am I done here? Have I lived through this hole that I've dug, waiting for you? I'm done here, it's all over. You'll never see my face. You'll never see who I am, what I have become.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
wow, fantastic. So we can get them on CD Baby. You said Looney Tunes store?
Looney Tunes,
they're
they sold
sold out.
out. They're probably going to be restocking soon, but the music is available on Spotify, Apple Music, and I believe also on Amazon. So if you go buy the book on Amazon, there'll be links to the other songs where you can purchase them, or I believe it's free. I'm not quite sure.
Well, I'm
what they do
definitely
with
going to
it.
recommend that when you go to Amazon, and
Yes.
you should, when you
Thank
go to
you.
Amazon and you get the book, get the music, because I did sit there the whole time saying, gosh, I wish I could hear this music. I had no idea.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Fantastic. Now, do you perform here on Long Island also?
I haven't in a very long time, but I'm thinking about doing a couple of shows soon. Nothing is booked right now, but if you guys go to my Facebook page or Instagram account, all under JD DiPalma, I'll be posting, like I posted about this show, but I'll post about any other show that I do. I was looking into doing probably Mulcahy's again, because I used to do them all the time, thanks to Sam Razziopi. But I did, we were talking about doing a book release show at Looney Tunes as well, or a couple different places like 89 North. I would love to do, but yeah, soon, hopefully.
Do me a favor. Any of those things, email them to me. You have my email address.
Absolutely.
I'll be adding them to the Between the Covers website so we can keep finding them. You are my first author ever to come with a guitar.
Thank you.
You're just setting the bar really high for people now. I want like jugglers next, and, the whole thing going
We'll have
on.
Penn and Teller soon.
Absolutely. Just writing a book is not enough. Now we
I'm
need.
very much one of those people who needs to have 7 to 8 things going on at once. I can't sit there with a big plate that have something small on it. I need the entire plate filled to the brim and going, oh my God, what do I do?
I love that. Now, what is next on your agenda? I think you're working on another book.
I am working on another book. The scripts for the original screenplay I was going to do, I'm thinking about turning that into the next novel, like novelize it, edit it and everything. We had a couple of bits of footage that we're really not comfortable airing at the moment. It wasn't done. It wasn't completely finished. But we are looking into trying to release the book of it to possibly generate more interest, to see if anyone would be interested in making the film.
fantastic.
If not, then it's just then I would love to just release it. I want it
Is there
out
going
there.
to be music with that book also?
Absolutely, everything I do will probably most efforts I do will probably be spawned from music first, and then everything else come afterwards.
I think that's fantastic. Well, I can't thank you enough for joining us.
Absolutely.
You're going to please autograph this for me.
Yes.
Thank you, because you
Anytime.
mailed it to me, but it came blank. I opened my mailbox,
Yep.
blank. Here's a pen. We'll be right back with our next author after a word from our sponsors.
Thank you very much.
That's right, keep it going, keep it going. That's right, keep it going, keep it going.
Are you a tie lover? You love the diversity in ties because they come in different colors, fabrics, patterns, etc. Get access to a wide variety of neckties. Buy from or trade with other tie lovers. Don't wear ties anymore? You have more ties than you know what to do with? Want to turn all those ties into real money? Do you just need a tie? You just need a tie for a special occasion. Now you can buy a tie today and sell it tomorrow. The Necktie Exchange, the online retailer where you buy, sell, and trade neckties. Register today.
Welcome back to Between the Covers. Thanks for joining us. Our next author only just became an author about 15 minutes ago when the box of books arrived. Literally, through the rain, the box of books arrived. And Susan Capurso wrote a beautiful book which is geared towards helping us all to be able to tell our stories, which I just adore. So please welcome Susan Capurso, and congratulations! Yay!
Thank you.
So wow, it's brand new. I mean, talk about hot off the presses. Hot off the presses. Fantastic. Tell us about you and what you do, which is something that I know before I met you, I didn't even know existed, and I'm sure our viewers don't either. So tell us about being an end-of-life doula and your legacy projects. And
Okay, well, thank you very much for
You're
inviting
very
me
welcome.
today. I cannot beat that. I wish I had an instrument.
I know,
like
I
this.
know. He really set the bar. I should have made him third. Sorry, I didn't realize there was
I'm
entertainment
certainly not as
touch. True.
exciting here. So I am an end-of-life doula. My name is Susan Capurso. Doula, as most of you know, a birthing doula, brings babies into the world in a warm and celebratory way. I help people navigate their way and transition through the end of life. And I do that in a warm and celebratory way as well. If I have time during that last chapter, we get to work on lots of good projects and different ideas and all kinds of techniques that I have to make their environment with their family a much more loving place.
And that's where this grew out of, is one of the projects.
That's right. So the story of my life, I was working on a book similar to this, but I knew that it could be just a little bit better. I wanted to be a little more personal. I have a rhyming effect, as you know,
Yes,
you've read.
yes.
So I rhyme a little bit, but I make it a little bit warm, and I take you back to a particular time in your life, whether it's a child, midlife, or later on.
So this is meant to be filled in and
That's right.
kept.
That's right.
Passed down, kept as a keepsake.
That's right. So it's a book of prompts. It's just a few sentences on top but it gets your juices flowing and gets you thinking about that time. And then the rest of the page is lined for you to fill in. The intention for me to do this book was to use as a tool. I am a facilitator in helping complete the book through a series of workshops that I do. So I can work one-on-one with an individual private,
Right.
which I love to do,
Do you?
in local gatherings all around Long Island. And I'm going to start some Zoom workshops as well, so people can
Oh, Zoom,
work
like
on
the
these.
video.
Great.
Online.
That's great.
Right, like remember Hollywood Square?
Yes, yes, I love
So
Zoom.
I'll be in the center and everybody will be on the outside, and we'll go through
and
each
she'll be saying,
prompt.
please turn to page 35. I love that.
Yes, but it's a lot of fun and it makes it light and to be able to do this. So you've probably seen books like this in the past, maybe pick them up, Barnes and Nobles or wherever, and they sit on your bookshelf and you save them for a
Kind of
rainy
like the
day.
baby books I have.
The baby books,
Okay,
yes.
I have baby books that are still not filled out. She graduated from college 2 days ago.
There you
I
go.
didn't fill in the baby book yet.
There you go.
It's time.
And you
Congratulations,
say,
by the
Thank
way.
you.
and I've picked up
excellent.
I've picked up two myself, and they sit in the office on the shelf and for a rainy day. Right? Well, when is the rainy day coming? And they don't get filled out. So by doing this and completing it, it's a gift for not only your children, their children, their children, and their children.
And if you write anything bad, the police. No.
Yes,
Oh boy.
Evidence.
that was good. Good.
So I know that you run workshops with both people who are caregivers. You know, is that something that you're working with people who are caregivers for the elderly?
Well, that's not quite the legacy workshop, but it's
Okay.
a little bit different. Yeah, so end of life, it's a scary thing. And I found on Long Island that caregivers suffer loss like we
Sure.
suffer loss at home, but they're expected to just move on to their next task.
Right.
And the phone call's made and a person's taken away. And they don't have the grieving
Yes.
that they should.
Gotcha.
And the closure. Maybe somebody who's been in the field for 30, 40 years, they're used to that and
Right,
we can
right.
move on. But somebody who hasn't, it's a hard thing. So I was asked by a really major facility here on Long Island, do you have anything for my family, meaning their caregivers?
Right. Gotcha.
So I put together a workshop,
Nice.
and it has about 25 rituals that I offer. Rituals meaning after the person passes, take time to breathe. Take 20 minutes. Don't make the phone call right away. And even if you take 2 of my rituals out of the 25 and put them in place, you'll have the objects you need to
Yes.
come into the room, and you let everybody know, and they can come in and out during that half hour, and it's closure.
I like that. That
Yeah.
sounds so much better
You're
than
honoring
just,
a life.
just getting frenetic about things.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, unfortunately, we are all going to pass.
Absolutely.
So we should do it
and it
with a
can be done
sense
so
of
much better.
Ritual, celebratory, etc.
That's right. That's right. So I have a second book for you.
Okay.
It's almost finished.
So she's going to have to come back on the show.
and the title's,
Whenever our authors have a second book, they're coming back.
the title's not yet complete, but it's
Okay.
basically Legacy Creations, 100 tools, tips, projects, and ideas for
Okay.
you to bring in to your family, whether it's you, the person passing, or somebody in your family.
Right.
To button up life, to button up, to come full circle and gift things to your family and get some closure, both your family and you, and leave in a more positive way.
So you have tools for families maybe who just received a diagnosis right through.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. So as a doula, that's what I prefer. If I can work with people early in diagnosis, you know, when you have that 6
And that way you have
months or
time to be
4
able to do
months.
something like.
And it's not just this.
Right.
This is one out of my 100 projects.
Right, right. But you have the time to
That's
do those
right.
types of projects
That's right.
when it's not just a shock at the end.
That's right.
So call
Absolutely.
early. That sounds kind of weird.
We
in
can
your
laugh. It
field.
must
Yeah,
be
I
the
know.
wine.
It must be the wine.
I don't know, but
It
yes.
must be the wine.
But absolutely, because that's when we can get most of the work done earlier.
And then they can leave that legacy for everyone else, which is
Absolutely.
nice. I love the way you call it a legacy
Absolutely.
project.
You know, Stephanie, Ancestry.com has over 20 million people connecting right now. Why?
Because yeah,
Because people are yearning. They're yearning to know their roots, where they came from, a little bit more about themselves.
Right.
And they don't have that. Most of us don't know where our grandparents met, let alone where their parents met.
Right.
So to listen to this story in your words, on paper,
Fantastic.
5 generations from now we'll still be reading about their ancestor. It's a beautiful thing.
I love that. Tell our audience a little bit about where we can find you so that we can call you. And I know that we have a slide with some of your web information, but what's the best way to contact you?
Okay, so my company's East End Doula Care. However, you can look up the legacydoula.com. So it's the legacy, DOULA.com. It tells you everything about the book and the individual workshops that I offer.
Terrific. Or East End
Doula Care.
EastEndDoulaCare.com is
That's
another
right.
one.
Right.
Okay. And your phone number?
Is
Is?
631-946-8100.
Okay. So this way we can call you while we have time.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank
We're
you
gonna
for
take
having
a
me.
short break and we'll be right back.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. That is
And I
awesome.
do.
Everybody get up when you're feeling down. Everybody get up, turn your life around.
When you trust yourself, you have the power to make up your life. Studio 1031 is an environment where excellence is always expected. We work with all types of people from all walks of life. We give deserving women something that they wouldn't give themselves.
Everybody get up.
Come join this makeup movement. When you're feeling down, turn your life around. Make up your life.
I know it's gonna be alright.
Do you have a book, either in your head or on your desk, just waiting to get out to anxious readers? Hi, I'm Stephanie Larkin, author, book developer, and head penguin at Red Penguin Books. We're a publishing company specializing in books of all genres and publishing in all formats, including digital, audible, and print books. From business books to romance, memoirs to mysteries, our authors have complete control over their books from start to print. We'll help get your book to booksellers all around. Major booksellers such as Amazon, Apple, Kobo, Walmart, even libraries and bookstores around the world. We believe in our authors. So call or email today to get your free publisher's packet to get started. Just visit us at redpenguinbooks.com and get your book out there and into the hands of your readers. At Red Penguin Books, you call all the shots. So call us today and turn your dreams into a reality. Welcome back to Between the Covers. Thank you so much for joining us. Our next author is Gaetane Martin, who wrote a story of her life, and what a life it was. But it's not just the story of her life, which was so difficult in her childhood and growing up, but it's an incredible story of forgiveness after such atrocities. So please welcome Gaetane Martin.
Thank you.
Gaetane, I am in awe. I read the book, I cried more, and then I stood up and cheered because it is just so amazing. Tell us a little bit about how this book came about and how you came to be sitting on my couch, and I am just so grateful that you are.
Thank you for having me. This all started many years ago. My childhood is rooted in French Canada, and I grew up in Canada, and I left Canada. I was 19 years old. So between that young age up until the age 19, I was very abused. So it was sexual abuse, it was hunger, the 100 pennies,
Yes,
hunger,
yes.
poverty, domestic violence especially.
Yes.
And when I came to New York, I really thought I was changing everything. And as a very little girl, in my little mind, I was going to stop all of that. This was already, that was that strength that I had.
right.
And I knew there was always another life. I was going to find it somehow.
Good for you for
So
knowing.
it took many, many years, and I followed that path, actually. And it came a time where my life was changing in New York, and it was beautiful, and it became very funny. I had a great time. Living in Brooklyn, I wasn't speaking English. I came here, and I only spoke French. And living in Brooklyn, learning to speak English on the stoop in Bensonhurst. I learned a lot of things on the stoop.
No, I'm sure you did.
My life was changing, and it was becoming beautiful the way I thought that it was supposed to be.
Right.
All around me physically it did. However, in here it wasn't changing.
Right, right.
No matter what, things were not okay. And as the years went on, I was suffering more.
Sure.
To
What
a
burden.
point where I had absolutely no idea anymore what it was.
Right.
Because I had disassociated it, which is the space not being there.
Right.
It was referred to me I was married to an alcoholic. I came from those kind of families.
Yes.
I went into Al-Anon, which is a program for families of alcoholics in recovery. And from that, into therapy. And from therapy, now my journey of healing began in 1982. From 1982 all the way
Yes.
to now, today. This was very, very difficult work.
Oh.
Very hard to, very, very difficult.
I can't even imagine.
I also have an incredible amount of faith. I believe that there's something so much bigger than we all are, and I always followed that faith and went on with my belief. I was very fortunate in my life and throughout my recovery. I had great therapists, and just a few. And they encouraged me to write. I said, what am I going to write about this? I got to write this stuff. I really didn't want to for quite a long time.
I'm sure you didn't even want to think about it for quite a long
No,
time.
no.
And that was part
yeah.
of what you were keeping it.
Yes, I didn't want, I lived in a secret.
Yes.
It was secrets. It was, and nobody was ever going to know, and nobody was ever going to know the language I spoke. Right. So from speaking French, I became Brooklyn in French.
Yes.
A lot of people would say, what the hell are you speaking? What country are you from? And I really liked that. I did, because nobody knew where I came from.
Right.
Throughout this journey, I found incredible spiritual healing, soul healing. Because as a child, and I was sexually abused by my father for many years. So what happens is your soul is assaulted constantly.
Yes.
And it becomes very difficult to live that way.
Of course.
So throughout my healing, I found a healer that did this kind of work, a soul healing work, that I began to forgive.
Oh, I can't imagine
And
forgiving
I
after
was
what you
not.
went through.
No, I was not forgiving anybody.
I
for
don't
a
blame
lot
you.
of years. No,
I don't
just
blame
the
you.
word in itself. But what I found along the way in my journey was that I would get stuck and I couldn't go any further. There was something always here. No matter how much help, no matter what I did, I was involved in big organizations, Parents for Megan's Law. Parents for Megan's Law, I don't know if you all know, it's when perpetrators are incarcerated coming out, they have to register, so you're going to know who lives in your neighborhood.
Yes.
So I was part of that organization and so many other beautiful, very positive organizations to help me heal. So it came a time where the forgiveness part needed to happen. And a little bit at a time over each years, I did forgive, just a little step at a time. Because I was abused, but my father was abused. My mother was also part of that. It was domestic violence. My father had a gun on us all the time. We were all going to get killed, and we never knew when, especially my mother.
Your
because-
mother.
Yeah,
Mother, what she went
Yes.
through. All of you.
Yes.
All of you.
Yeah, and me protecting her. And I come from 9 children. So I was the oldest that took care of all of
You
them.
had to take care of all of them.
Of all, yes. And my mother that
And
was
hide
sick
them and protect them.
all the time, yes. So as I said, the forgiveness part didn't come that easy.
Of course not.
No. And so
am
with the help of all these wonderful mental health professionals, I am so blessed. I've been so blessed that way. And getting involved in very positive groups and in so many different beautiful areas, beautiful venues for me to heal and to go on. Today I have a beautiful life.
Oh, that's so
I live a very happy life.
Oh,
Yes. Every morning, I'm in bed and I say, oh my gosh, do I have a beautiful life. Every day. And it's something that I never in my life would even dream of. Because it was always about surviving. Always finding the next things to survive. And I did so many things that hurt me because I didn't know. I had to unlearn everything. It was a difficult process. So I wrote, after my book, and Stephanie didn't get to read it.
I didn't get to read
It's a
it.
document on forgiveness over the years and what happened and how I did that. So I brought it with me tonight
thank you.
to read it for everybody. And it's become quite popular, actually. I didn't realize when I did book review last week. And it says it's forgiveness over the years, a little at a time. Really, this was a conversation I had with myself over the years and with the people that harmed me, my parents. I forgive, but I also learned a lesson. I will not hate you, but I will never be close to you. So you won't hurt me anymore. I don't want my forgiveness to look like a weakness. In fact, it's a strength that I have. I do not forgive you because you deserve it. I forgive you because I deserve peace. There are two kinds of forgiveness. The first is when you forgive and you give a second chance. Anybody, right? The other is when you forgive, but you choose to continue without them. Well, this time, I turn my back to the pain. I move on to something else, alone. I forgive you, but that doesn't mean that I accept your behavior or that I trust you. I forgive you because I want my life back. Because I choose to move on. The fact that I've forgiven you does not mean that I accept what you've done. It just means that I made peace with it. I chose to break the chains that weighed me down and turn my back on the past. I chose not to look back because there's nothing that I can change about it. I will no longer pollute my heart or the universe with bitterness, fear, distrust, or anger. I forgive you because hatred is just another way to still holding on, and you no longer belong there. I never knew how strong I was before forgiving someone who was not sorry about what they did or never offered any apologies. A weak person could never do that. Sometimes you don't know how strong you are until you are the only choice. At the end, I say thank you. For this experience, evidently, it was a lesson that I needed to learn to understand that myself only is the person that must be important. Thank you.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
that was so beautiful.
Thank you. This is over the years. This is one little bit at a time and came together. And I say because my first language is French. And when I read this and when I read it in French, this is my truth. This is really, I can read it to you in English. It does mean a lot. But in my language, in French, it's just a total, complete release of all of that happened. It's forgiveness in my heart, in my soul, in my being, in everything. And I do live such a beautiful, I live now. I survived. I live now. And what a difference. I didn't know what living was. I didn't know the difference. So the
Gaetane,
forgiveness.
how do you say forgiveness in French?
Oh, pardon, je pardonne.
Je pardon.
Oui, see, oui.
Je pardon.
All I have to do in this language, actually, my French language, by the way, when I came to New York, I was never, ever going to speak it again because I was abused in French.
Yes. I get that.
Everything, and I would not remember, I didn't want to. And then yet, I never forgot, obviously, my language. Now I reconnect, and I go home now, really home. This summer, I rented a little cabin, and we'll
Did
write
you?
some more. Yes, I do, yes. I go in the wilderness.
Gosh, you're so strong. I can't believe that.
I go in the wilderness, and I do it. And I'll be writing again.
Tell us about what you're writing.
I'm a feng shui practitioner, and I do have a great business at doing vision boarding, using the feng shui bagua, different areas of life. And I love it because I help people to really discover and explore their vision. And most people that come to do the vision board, they have no idea. They're retiring, or just before that, I don't know. I have no idea about what a vision is. So I've been doing that for quite a few years, and I love it because at the end of the workshop, people leave with a vision and they cry, and I cry. I'm also a life coach. So I coach. So my next book, not a very big book, but it'll be about what I do when I help you to find your vision or other people. So, and this year though, I'm going to Canada now in my French language, and I will be presenting to mental health professionals there. I'm connecting with them.
Has the book, have you translated it also into French
Not
or
yet.
no?
Not
Okay.
yet. That's another
project.
Yes.
Yes.
Would that be a Stephanie phone call?
Yes, we'll come here and discuss it.
Discuss it in French.
Yes.
Discuss it in French. After 4 years of French, I should
That's
remember
right.
how to say pardon.
Yeah, so that's been.
So you're going to bring this to Canada with you?
Yes, and my friends, the people that I grew up with, that I love and love me so much in French, in my language, over the years as I hurt and healing, I always reach out to them. I would yearn to be loved by my French friends again, and I have one that lives up in Pauling in New York, and I would take all the time. This is when I needed that nurturing and that love from her. And traveling to Canada and seeing these people, these loving people, that without them I would have never survived all those years.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to visit them again now. So I don't speak English for another week now when I go there. No,
no English. Yes,
No.
but you'll remember it when you come back.
Oh
right?
yes, believe me, I will. Yes, and it's a part of me that I denied for so many years because of the pain I suffered.
Oh, I can't.
That's my true self. Really.
Of course, but I can understand why you denied it. I mean, buried it as
Yeah,
far down as you could get it.
Yeah, or I didn't even. It wouldn't. So
Now, I know I put on our website and such, GaetaneMartin.com.
Yes.
Now, is that for people to find the book or to
No,
have you for feng shui?
Yeah, my book, you can find it on Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon, The 100 Pennies, A Journey to Forgive the
And I love this
Unforgivable.
cover. Can you tell us a little bit about this cover?
Oh my
'Cause you know I'm
goodness,
in love
this
with
is
it.
the most special. I could not have any other cover than this.
Oh.
And this is a picture of me when I was 6 years old. And I'm far, far from that 6 year old, that's for sure.
You look the same.
Oh yeah, right. And I came to this title one night. I'd been writing for quite a long time, and then I woke up in the middle of the night and said, what's going to be the title? So it was 100 Pennies was when I was 6 and I had no food. My brother, we had not a little. We had absolutely no food to eat. And I found myself sitting on a cement stoop in front of a grocery store. And I was just learning to count in French then. So I started in my little 6-year-old mind to count to 100. And then I said, well, if I had 100 pennies, I would have so much money. I could eat. I would be rich. And I started to look around and I would say, if I wasn't so shy, I would ask 100 big people to give me 1 penny each. And then I could even buy shoes. Because my shoes had cardboard in it.
Love these
So
onions up
it's
here.
the kind of poverty that
Right.
that I lived. And this was the 100 pennies.
Yes.
And this little girl was 6, and I found this picture. And we were going to use it on the cover, but it was too old. No matter what we did, it wasn't clear enough. I found a person that I grew up with at that age that's a famous artist in Canada. and she studied in Germany. So with the internet and everything,
Yes,
within no time, can you do this? And I sent it, and in 2 days this was done.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So it's a pastel. So I had the cover. That's She Belonging. That's her story.
That's so beautiful.
It is.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Me llaman Dan Pablo y hace más de 20 años me enamoré de una colombiana. Viajé a su país y conocí un estilo de café muy distinto, muy especial. Ahora tostamos cafés excelentes, con alturas y microclimas diferentes, resultado en una taza muy compleja y muy rica. Un sabor nuevo en el mundo. Fue un éxito. And I even got to keep the girl.
Inspired by aerobic classes and a dream, Body by Tamika has helped hundreds of women reach their fitness goals. One size doesn't fit all, and neither should your fitness experience. Body by Tamika is about creating an environment where women can come together to work out, meet new friends, and get inspired. Whether you desire to lose weight, tone up, or prepare for a mommy makeover, Body by Tamika is here to help. Body by Tamika is considerate to female weight loss challenges resulting from pregnancy and or life changes that can be extremely resistant to diet and exercise. For stubborn problem areas, Body by Tamika offers non-invasive aesthetic procedures such as laser lipo and wood slimming body contouring. Book your free consultation today to see for yourself.
Are you a tie lover? You love the diversity in ties because they come in different colors, fabrics, patterns, etc. Get access to a wide variety of neckties. Buy from or trade with other tie lovers. Don't wear ties anymore? You have more ties than you know what to do with? Want to turn all those ties into real money? Do you just need a tie? You just need a tie for a special occasion. Now you can buy a tie today and sell it tomorrow. The Necktie Exchange, the online retailer where you buy, sell, and trade neckties. Register today.
Me llaman
Valentina, hi, good morning. Welcome back to Between the Covers. Thanks for joining us. And thank you for joining us with these three fabulous authors. What an evening we've had. Thank you. So please remind us where we can find you. Well, first of all, JD, you and all your music.
Yes.
I love this.
So the book is available on Amazon.
How to be.
The book is on Amazon, and so is the music, but also the music is available on Apple Music and Spotify under JD DiPalma as well.
As well as CD Baby.
Yes, CD Baby, thank you to them. They are actually the ones who are letting me stay independent, because there's not, I don't have a record deal, don't have anything like that.
Oh,
don't
usually you have to have all that stuff?
A lot, back in a couple of years ago, maybe, but these days, most people are becoming independent, like Macklemore was
Right.
independent. Maybe Hoodie Allen, he's independent. But same thing, I do everything myself. I have no people
Fantastic.
to answer to.
Okay, so How to Be Mediocre by JD DiPalma. Fantastic. Susan, tell us where we can find you and connect.
Remember Me, The Story of My Life, Susan Capurso. I am on Amazon as well.
She is on Amazon.
That's right.
And-
Or thelegacydoula.com.
All right.
Okay.
Definitely.
Thank
And
you.
Gaetane?
You can find 100 Pennies, A Journey to Forgive the Unforgivable, on Amazon.com. And I also have a website, GaetaneMartin.com, and also a new email address, GaetaneMartin9.com.
Why 9? Is it a feng shui thing?
It's a feng shui, yes.
Okay, and what's a 9?
Yes.
Is 9
A 9 is the is is known to be the most powerful
So
number.
red and 9. I should be doing
Yes.
the red and the
yeah,
9.
and the 9 because of the 9 Empress of China. And this is their legacy.
You see what I'm
yes.
learning here? And I'm doing the red.
You are, boy, and you're black.
Because that's good
Has
too.
to do with money. Yeah.
Oh, I should be getting a whole lot of money. More than
right.
just 100 pennies, right? Okay.
Your fame.
And I thank you so much for joining us at BetweenTheCoversTV.com. And please support our authors and please support the Book Fairies. And also, please read a book. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Yay!